My name is Technical Sergeant Joshua Walters. I am currently the enlisted Air Force and Space Force recruiter out of Hagerstown, Maryland. We're out here in Western Maryland, not quite Western Maryland, but pretty far out here. As far as being able to get in touch with me, I'm on Facebook, Air and Space Force Recruiting Hagerstown, Instagram, Air Force Hagerstown. Really, if you go on Google, I'm pretty much there somewhere if you want to get in touch with me personally. BMT is basic military training. It is down in San Antonio, Texas at Lackland Air Force Base. And it is just that, it is basic military training. It is where you go to learn how to be in the Air Force, learn how to be an airman. It's going to teach you the discipline, a lot of attention to detail, because if you're coming in to work on aircraft, you're going to be working on multi-million-dollar aircraft, and it's not just kind of one of those things where like, oh, let's slap a piece of duct tape on it and let's go. Like, you got to really be able to pay attention to what you're doing, and that's what they focus on a lot down there. Currently, it is 7.5 weeks. Prior to COVID, it was 8.5. They cut a week off of it with issues with COVID. So, as far as preparing, everything I've seen from TIs and such is really doing the best to improve your physical fitness. That is one of the biggest things that they have people coming down there with. The little bit that I remember about BMT, that was something I did struggle with as well. I was never really a fitness enthusiast, we'll call it, before. And just the motivation to go out and run and things like that, I just didn't have it, and I still don't to this day. But yeah, the physical fitness aspect of it, I would say, is huge. And I'm not saying you need to be able to run a marathon when you go down there, but going out and getting used to running a little bit at a time. And there's different programs that you can use to start that. You can work on push-ups and sit-ups in your bedroom. They have changed their physical fitness program a little bit, and I'm not 100% sure how it is now. I feel like I heard it's a little more towards the high intensity interval training type of workouts now, versus just, hey, let's go run a couple miles type of deal. But BMT is an ever evolving thing as well, and especially now with COVID, as everything else, it is evolving. So they change things periodically. So one of the big things they've done was, so from what I remember before, even when I went through, was everybody comes in on that Tuesday and you go into the reception center, and then everybody's just kind of spread out amongst the different training squadrons. Some may go to the 320th, 321st, 322nd. Now, when everybody that comes in that week, everybody's going to go to that same squadron. Everybody that went in this week went to the same squadron, maybe the 323rd or the 320th. And then my friend that is a TI said that it seems like they kind of keep geographical areas together. Like a lot of people coming in from, Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania might end up being in a flight together, stuff like that. So they're keeping everyone more together that gets there together. They also have the 2-week restriction of movement, which it's not necessarily a quarantine. They are just limiting how much you are out and about on base. So once you get there, you will get issued your PT uniforms and your OCP patrol cap, this pattern. And you'll have those for your first 2 weeks. And then once you come out of that 2-week restriction of movement, then you'll be able to go to clothing issue, actually get these. Then you'll go back there for your dress uniforms and such. That's one of the big changes, because it used to be generally by the end of the week you would actually get your full set of these and your PT uniforms and everything. You're also getting COVID tested when you get there, at the beginning when you first get there, and also that last day when you come out. So you have that pretty much, you get there on Tuesday, so 2 Tuesdays later, technically in week 2, at the end of that, is when you will get your second COVID test to be able to come out of that. They have changed sleeping. So prior, at least I know when I went through, everybody slept facing the same way on the bed, so everybody's head was towards the aisle. Now it is more of a head to foot, so one this way and such, things like that. Yeah, you're gonna wear a mask except for PT, showers obviously, not when you're sleeping, not when you're eating. Other than that, if you're not doing any of those activities, you'll be wearing a mask. When you're in the dining facility, the tables used to sit 4 people, now it's only 2. And I believe it's only 1 flight allowed in at a time, maybe. I'm not sure how they do that because generally there's like 2 sides. I don't know if they're spread out over both sides of one or not. But so eating has changed, and then Beast Week, so the basic expeditionary skills training. I don't know what the A stands for, but we'll just call it, Beast Week, because we love our acronyms. They have brought a lot of that back from my understanding. They weren't doing any of it. I know they brought back most of the obstacle course, still qualifying on the M4, but no gas chamber, unfortunately. And I'm not sure what else they took away, but I think they're doing about 4 days worth for that training, which is good. Still no graduations, unfortunately. But so now you'll graduate on a Thursday, and then generally the following Friday, the day after, is when you'll head to your technical school.